Ever wondered what the difference is between craft beer and mass-produced beer? It's a question that's been fermenting in the minds of beer lovers for years, stirring up a frothy debate that's as complex as the brews themselves. Today we're going to tap into this topic, poring over the details that separate these two types of beers. Craft beer, a term that's become synonymous with quality and creativity, is all about the details. From the careful selection of ingredients to the meticulous brewing process, craft beer is a labor of love that's as unique as the brewers themselves. On the flip side, we have mass-produced beer, a staple in pubs and supermarkets around the world. This beer is all about consistency and scale, brewed in large quantities using tried and tested recipes. These differences extend beyond the brewery, influencing the very taste of the beer itself. So buckle up, beer enthusiasts, as we dive deeper into the fascinating world of craft and mass-produced beers. When it comes to beer, ingredients matter, and that's where our journey begins. Two beers may look the same, but the ingredients can tell a whole different story. In the world of beer, it's all about the quality and choice of ingredients. Craft brewers, those artisans of the ale, often turn to locally sourced, high-quality ingredients. They are the virtuosos, playing a symphony of flavors on the palate, creating a unique harmony with each brew. They use a generous amount of malted barley for a full-bodied flavor, and often experiment with different grains like wheat, oats, or rye for that extra depth. The hops they use are chosen with care, with each variety imparting distinct flavors and aromas. They are not shy about using a variety of hops either. It's not uncommon for a craft brewer to use several types in a single batch, each contributing its own character to the final product. Let's not forget yeast, the unsung hero of the brewing process. Craft brewers understand the importance of yeast and its impact on the beer's flavor. They may use different strains of yeast, each lending unique flavors and aromas to the beer. Now let's take a walk down the aisle of mass-produced beers. Here, the focus is often on cost-effectiveness and consistency. The ingredients used are standardized, allowing for a uniform product batch after batch. The malted barley is often replaced or supplemented with less expensive grains like corn or rice, which can affect the beer's flavor and body. The hops used are generally fewer in variety and quantity, leading to a less complex flavor profile. And the yeast? Well, it's usually a single strain chosen for its predictability and efficiency rather than its flavor contributions. So, the ingredients set the initial stage for the differences, but that's just the beginning. After all, a great beer is more than just the sum of its parts. It's the skill and passion of the brewer, the quality of the ingredients, and the magic of the brewing process that makes each pint a masterpiece. Now, let's step into the brewery, where the real magic happens. In the world of beer, two brewing processes stand apart, each with their own unique charm and character. On one hand, we have the craft brewing, a process that's steeped in tradition, passion, and creativity. On the other, we have mass beer production, a marvel of modern manufacturing efficiency. Craft brewing is a labor of love. The brewer, akin to an artist, meticulously selects each ingredient, ensuring they're of the highest quality. They might choose to use locally sourced grains, or perhaps a unique variety of hops grown halfway across the globe. Each choice is deliberate, each step is hands-on, and each batch is small. The brewer's personal touch is evident in every sip of the craft beer. The brewing process begins with malted barley, which is soaked in hot water to release its sugars. Then comes the boiling phase, where hops are added for that distinctive bitterness. The mixture is then cooled, and yeast is introduced, setting off the fermentation process. It's a time-consuming, painstaking process, but the result is a beer that's rich in flavor, complex in character, and truly one of a kind. On the flip side, we have mass-produced beer. The process here is streamlined, automated, and designed for scale. The goal is consistency, with each batch tasting exactly like the one before. The ingredients used are often less expensive and less varied, contributing to a beer that's simpler in taste. Here, machines do most of the work, from mixing the ingredients to bottling the final product. But don't be mistaken, there's a certain charm to a beer that tastes the same whether you're in New York or New Delhi. The brewing process is similar to craft brewing, but everything is on a much larger scale. And while the hands-on artisanal touch might be missing, the precision and efficiency are truly impressive. As you can see, the brewing process itself plays a significant role in differentiating these two types of beers. Now, onto the part we all love most, the taste. Craft beer is a conductor orchestrating a symphony of flavors. Each note, each instrument, each melody is carefully composed to create a unique masterpiece. It's like listening to a beautiful piece of music that evolves and transforms with each sip. Imagine, if you will, a world filled with citrus and pine, chocolate and coffee, caramel and toffee, fruit and spice, and everything nice. That's the world of craft beer. Each brewer is an artist, painting on a canvas of malted barley, yeast, hops, and water, creating a vast array of flavor profiles. Each craft beer is like a journey, taking your taste buds on a roller coaster ride of flavors and sensations. On the other hand, mass-produced beer is like a pop song on the radio. It's catchy, it's consistent, and it's predictable. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with a good pop song, and there's nothing wrong with a good mass-produced beer, but the flavors are often similar across the board. They're designed to be easily drinkable, to appeal to the masses, and to be as cost-effective as possible. You'll often find notes of sweet malt, a hint of hops, and a crisp finish. It's a simple tune, but it's a tune that many people enjoy. The beauty of craft beer lies in its diversity. It's like a symphony orchestra, with each instrument playing its own unique part. From the deep, rich notes of a stout to the light, refreshing notes of a pale ale, to the complex, layered notes of a barrel-aged sour, craft beer offers a symphony of tastes. Craft beer is about exploration and discovery. It's about taking risks and pushing boundaries. It's about honoring tradition while embracing innovation. And most importantly, it's about creating something that is truly unique and truly delicious. So when it comes to flavor, craft beer truly offers a symphony of tastes. So what have we learned about the differences between craft beer and mass-produced beer? Well, for starters, the ingredients used in these two types of beers are worlds apart. Craft beer is steeped in tradition, often handcrafted with locally sourced, high-quality ingredients. These brewers are artists. They take their time to select the finest malts, yeast, and hops. They aren't afraid to experiment, throwing in unique ingredients like fruits, spices, and even chocolate. On the other hand, mass-produced beer, while still using the basic ingredients of water, malt, hops, and yeast, often includes adjuncts like corn or rice to lower costs and maintain a consistent flavor profile. Next, we dove into the brewing process. Craft brewers are akin to chefs. They brew in small batches, paying meticulous attention to each step of the process. They're not just making beer, they're creating a masterpiece. In contrast, mass-produced beer is brewed on a much larger scale. Speed and efficiency are key. These breweries have streamlined their process to produce large quantities of beer quickly and consistently. And then, of course, we talked about flavor profiles. With craft beer, every sip is an adventure. The flavors are complex, layered, and often unexpected. You could have a hazy IPA that tastes like a tropical fruit salad one day, and a stout that tastes like your favorite coffee the next. Mass-produced beer, however, tends to have a more predictable, uniform flavor. It's reliable, and you know exactly what you're going to get every time you crack open a can. But let's not forget the passion and creativity that drive craft brewing versus the consistency and scale in mass beer production. Each has its own place and appeal. Craft beer is about exploration, innovation, and a deep love for the art of brewing. Mass-produced beer is about delivering a consistent product that can be enjoyed by many, at any time, anywhere. Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or a fan of mass-produced beer, there's no denying that understanding these differences can enrich your beer drinking experience. At the end of the day, beer is about enjoyment. It's about the shared laughter, the camaraderie, the tales spun around a frosted pint. Whether you're sipping on a handcrafted brew rich with the flavors of its unique ingredients or relishing a cold, crisp, mass-produced lager, the joy of beer drinking remains the same. The beauty of beer lies not only in its diverse flavors, but also in its ability to bring people together, to spark conversations, to create memories. So let's celebrate this golden beverage in all its forms. Let's appreciate the artistry in craft beers, the consistency in mass-produced ones, the passion and dedication that brewers, big or small, pour into each batch. Encourage your palate to explore, to taste, to savor. Remember, there's a world of beer out there waiting for you, each pint holding a new experience, a new story. So here's a toast to beer in all its diverse glory. Cheers!